929-336-4222. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. We got a lot of people in here, man. Shout out to all the people in the background. Shout out to all the observers. You know what I'm saying? Glad y'all in here. We got a lot of people in here, man. Shout out to all the people in the background. Shout out to all the observers. You know what I'm saying? Glad y'all in here. Oh yeah, and shout out to Mecca Simmons. Mecca Simmons is my 725th subscriber. No more of that 666 stuff for me. Clear sailing from here on out. But hold up, I'm calling you back right now, Quaasim Ibn Yahya al-Benini. Benin? Hold on, this is al-Benini.
Yeah, yo. Peace. Hello?
Peace. What's the deal?
Yeah, what's up, man?
You gotta turn your screen down.
I got it. Yeah.
All right. So
Hello?
yeah. So you were
Yeah.
well. What was it that you it was taking you too long to type, and you had to call?
Nah, you know what it is? I be typing too fast. You know what I mean? And it's like the phone. I got a new phone I'm using. It's like my thumbs. It's like the keys are real small. Like the touchscreen keys are real small. So it's like I'm not typing as fast as I would on my normal phone with the bigger keys. Mm-hmm. So it's like I was reading something and then like paying attention to you at the same time. So it was just like, you know what I mean? It was messed up for me. So when I see a point, it's like I want to risk my phone to everybody. But it's like I'm responding to you because you asked me a question. So it's like it'll get jacked up in the process. But I wanted to touch on the whole. I see like a few people that was like, I guess, ridiculing my points. I get it, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know what I mean. But my whole thing with the whole angels thing and whatnot, you know what I mean. Like, as a Muslim, we believe in Allah, and we believe that Allah created everything, right? And we believe that Allah also created angels. You know what I'm saying? We believe in that. You know what I'm saying? And we believe that when I say Allah sends man to deal with men, meaning he raises men from among men to level, meaning humans dealing with human beings. But it's Allah sent prophets were chosen to come give those messages to those people. You know, in Islam is the highest as far as being, meaning as far as man is concerned, like, you know what I mean, like a prophet, a messenger from Allah. So when he sends angels to deal, specifically Jibril to deal with the angels, right? To tell them what message they're going to bring forth to the people, and that's the process right there. So I never contradicted anything. It's like when I said men deal with men, meaning like you and I. You know, Allah didn't send angels to us. You know what I'm saying? We're not, in hopes that we wouldn't worship these things. So, you know, man becomes in awe of himself. We like to become in awe of something outside of himself. He sends angels to the prophets, both man like did.
Okay, so he sends these angels to the prophets, right? So
I can't hear him.
Can you wait?
All right, yeah, I got you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I ain't hear you before, yeah.
All right. So what I'm saying is, so you're saying that he sends the angels because it's more efficient?
So I want to put my screen.
Yeah. Jason
Like,
Rosario.
I think.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying in terms of he sends the angels, right, to speak
Mm-hmm.
to men, but he raises the men. Yeah, it's this is a complex. See, you know, we supposed to be
Go ahead.
following. We supposed to be following these scriptures, right?
Right, right. So I want you to continue on that question you was about to ask. I want you to continue with that one.
What question?
When you said the confusion. When you said the confusion part about men amongst men to deal with them.
Right. So how do you know which men to recognize?
Because in the Quran and in the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, that whoever comes in his name, meaning like he's gonna confirm the last prophet that came before him, and the last prophet that came before him is gonna acknowledge the prophet to come after him. This is why you can have biblical texts talking about the Bible earlier. Jesus said the Comforter will come. That's a known passage. When you text it was translated from, the term used was the Parakletos from the Greek, right? Prior to that, when you go back to right, they say that the term used there that was this is well known was Ahmed. Ahmed is attribute of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. So it's like each prophet that comes qualifies the next prophet. And each prophet, like once that prophet comes, he qualifies the next prophet before him. But they all come saying the same thing, the same message: worship one God alone, and that God is Allah, the one true God. That was the prophet. That was the message.
Right, but I'm saying you have to know these prophets by their works, right? At some point, the prophecy needs to come about, right? You there?
Yeah, I agree with that. The prophet should be righteous. I agree with that.
Not just that he should be righteous, but you said he's the comforter or the comforter, right? So now.
No, yeah, you talking about the Prophet Muhammad now, right? Because I was speaking in terms of what Jesus was saying, right? And this is a well-known passage in the Bible when he said the Comforter will come.
Okay.
I didn't say the prophet said comforters would come. What I was saying was, that each prophesies another one to come. The only one who didn't prophesy another. Each prophet prophesied the next prophet after him, and the prophet that came, he said, yeah, he spoke the truth. I'm the one he was speaking of.
Okay, now here's the thing. With the question that I wanted to get to is who did Muhammad bring comfort to?
He wrote to mankind. He was sent to all of them.
So how's that?
Each prophet will people which he's most. I'm sorry.
So how's that working out for us as black men right here in New York City? How's that working out?
It's what?
The comfort. How's the comfort working out for us as the black man?
The success of Islam is true. You know what I'm saying? It's in me, right? Look, I'm a positive black man. You know what I'm saying? I got my three sons. My three sons know who Allah is. They read the Quran. They study it. They implement this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? My wife here, she covers. She's not molested in the streets when she goes out. Like, these are the signs that Islam is true. Islam is a system. That if the Muslim is to follow this system, he gains ultimate success here and in the hereafter.
But see, everything you just told me are things that you're doing. Everything you just told me are things that you're doing. That's all your power.
But you know what though? But there's me and brothers like me, right? But I gotta show you the success in me though, right? I gotta show you the success in me. You know what I'm saying? It's the individual first. As Allah says, save yourself and your family
So wait a minute now. So what you're saying is that I can only see Allah through you. What's happening? Did we get cut off? See, it's that Al-Banini stuff. I told y'all about doing Illuminati on my line. All I came on here to talk about was jungle life and beach life. I guess he got cut off. Or am I cut off? Somebody's cut off. Let's get Quaasim back on the line. And see, that's how you get rid of the trolls, too. When they had that person on the side to see if you were trolling that. Quaasim, pick up. Quaasim, you there?
Chris? Yeah, what's up, Jay? How you, man?
All right, so
not what I was speaking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I was saying, when we were talking to dude, I ain't want to mean to say like let him like, I didn't mean to like to come up in kind of way, but like meaning like in the sense that, but like incorrect it, like if he's all knowing, right? He just said that he don't know and knows something at the same time means he knows everything. So you know what I'm saying? It's like words are important to us, like you know what I'm saying, when we use them. You know what I'm saying? We it's like so Allah in the Quran is the one who knows equal to the one who doesn't know. Like it's simple and plain. You can't have knowledge and not have knowledge at the same time and say that you Allah. If Allah says in the Quran that He's the all knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like that didn't make sense. That didn't make sense at all. It's literally that's like the epitome of a condition really doesn't exist because you can't not have something. You either have it or you don't. If you have knowledge, you have it. If you don't, you don't. So when you say you know everything, but you know nothing at the same time, that's a contradiction. So if a person says they're Allah and they contradict themselves on that, what else are they contradicting themselves on? Like, no, you understand what I'm saying?
He didn't exactly say he knows nothing. He says that he knows what he knows and he knows what he doesn't know. So I don't want to put words in his mouth, but let's say for instance right now, your car, right? Now, if your car breaks down and it has a flat tire, you might know how to fix the flat tire. You understand what I mean? But if your car breaks down and it's the the spark plugs, you may not know how to fix the spark plugs. You understand what I mean? But you know that you don't know how to fix the spark plugs. So you call a mechanic for that.
Yeah, that just means
But that's what he's saying. He's not saying in terms of saying that, okay, I don't know how to fix the spark plugs and I do know how to fix the spark plugs at the same time.
But he said that means he said knowing everything. Like, do you understand how his whole statement contradicted itself. Like he said at the end of it, he said that means he knows everything. Like, you understand what I'm saying? But you said with your example with the car, if he knows about the spark plugs, but if he knows about how to change the tire, but doesn't know about the spark plug, that just means that he's not knowledgeable about the car in its totality. Like, in order to fix the spark plug, he would have to get more knowledge.
Right.
That negates if somebody is negating knowledge for themselves, that means that they're not all knowing. Can we agree on it? If you're not all knowing, that means you don't have knowledge of everything. And man will never, a man by himself will never have knowledge of everything. Not even the collective of the human race will have knowledge of everything.
Well, listen, our degrees specifically say that we know the science of everything in life. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah, you don't know the science of everything. There's certain things you won't be able to grasp. there's certain things you won't be able to grasp. You
Hold on. Wait.
I just wanted to get this point across.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, well, I wanted to say, like, this one, like, Allah said in the Quran, He made us on the best of mold. So I know my worth, and, you know what I'm saying, to this human existence, like to this planet, right? But if the higher and far out you go in the universe, the more respect you become. You can't, like, things that operate here on this plane, on this earth, right? In another world, like, things operate differently. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's things that you will never grasp or understand another. That's a fact. You will never grasp the knowledge of everything. So if you don't know for the one who doesn't know everything, like, right, who knows more than he does? Like, you know what I'm saying? The human race collectively will be able to gather everything in its totality, because he's not responsible for everything.
Okay, here's my question. If there are things that I cannot grasp the knowledge of, then how do I know about them? Like, how could we speak on?
You don't know about it. It's on the Quran. Allah talks, but you don't. That's why Allah talks about the knowledge of the unseen. He speaks about that in the Quran.
So in other words,
you're not responsible. It's not. It will be unfair for Allah to place you in charge of every single thing on the universe. Even on this earth, you're not responsible for everything. If there was a drop of ocean water that somebody drew up in a tube and put it under a microscope, that's a world within itself that Allah provides for. You don't provide for those microorganisms that exist in a drop, nor do you provide for the celestial bodies that exist eons upon, like the worlds away from you.
All right, wait.
It's not for you.
Let's come back into where you're saying that I cannot grasp the knowledge of these things. You said that there's some things. Because my first question was going to ask you when you said there's some things I wouldn't be able to grasp the knowledge of, right? I said that I know the science of everything in life. So my question is, are those things in life? Like, even for you, put it like this, for you to tell me these things exist, right? Show and prove these things exist. Like, how can you show and prove things that if we can't even conceive of the knowledge of something, how could you be telling me that they exist?
Because of the proof that's already been established upon certain things, right? Listen, for instance, right?
Whoa. If there's proof, wait, hold on. Let me answer. If there's proof, that means I can grasp it.
On this planet, you breathe. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If there's proof, that means I can grasp it.
Okay, go ahead now.
If there's proof of a thing, then that means I can grasp the knowledge of it. Because how can it be proven to me unless I can grasp the knowledge,
you know,
even that it exists?
No, I don't have to prove. Hold on. I don't have to prove to you what you already know. You already know, right? That if you go high enough up into the reef, but that means going past out there is nothing for your concern. There's nothing for you to do up there, right? But you know there are things that elements like, right? They say that the opposite and the positive, like when you put two magnets together, right? You know what I'm saying? They say those two opposing forces, they can't connect. They can't connect on this planet. But they say in an atom, the positive and the negative, it reacts differently inside of an atom. Why? Because it has to make more subatomic particles. Because it has to come together to explode enough to cause more subatomic particles to the atom. Right? That means that there are things inside the atom that work. Those separate ends of a magnet, they repel each other here. In an atom, they don't. So I don't have to tell you that outside our universe, things operate on a level that's beyond our comprehension. Like,
yeah, but nothing. Hold on, whoa. On different planes of existence, when we deal with the laws of physics, as we know them, that's mostly embodied by Newton and Einstein's laws, right? That only works on this plane. That once you get to the subatomic or the interplanetary level, those same laws don't apply the same way. You understand what I'm saying? But this is something that's known. This is no, but hold on.
We're talking about an atom.
This is something that's known.
I'm talking about an atom. Here, atoms are produced here on the Earth. That's the most smallest form of basic matter. You know what I'm saying? So
atoms are all over the universe.
Things react differently on that level.
Atoms are all over the universe. It's not just atoms are created here on the planet Earth.
No, but I'm saying they make things that are tangible here. Everything around us is made out of atoms. So when I was saying subatomic, I was trying to show you an example in here, right? How things operate differently, even in an atom, to create something on this earth, right? Just as things operate in that atom, things operate differently. The problem it does, like outside of it. If you go out, that's what I was saying. I don't have to tell you that if you go far enough, right? Outside the atmosphere, our Earth's atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, like into another galaxy.
Like
I did say it was in the realm of the unknown. I say further you go up, this air that you breathe in the atmosphere that we're on here is no longer yours. You can't go up there.
No. The only thing you've proved is that everything can be seen by the naked eye. But right now, there's all types of things that's happening. There's all types of things that's happening that's not miraculous. Like right now, I'm on the computer, right? There's things inside the computer that I don't know exactly how it works. That doesn't make it miraculous. It just means that it's not seen by the naked eye.
No, you can find that out. No, it's not miraculous.
And these things that you talking about can be found out.
That out what's going on. I'm not talking about. No. I didn't say in the computer. I didn't say nothing about miracles. I'm talking about reality.
No. You're talking about things. No, hold on. Wait a minute.
Look at its inner working. I'm saying there are things that man isn't responsible for. Like outside this universe, there's unknown causes. Things that happen up there. So it can happen down here.
Now what you're saying? Now what you're saying is directly. No. This cannot coincide with the Sunnah. What you just said, I don't know the Sunnah.
Yes, it does. No.
I don't know the Sunnah. No. Did you hear what you just said? Did you hear what you just said? You said that.
Yeah, I heard everything I just said. I made no contradictions. Yeah.
Yes, you did. You said that there are other causes for things that are not known.
Yeah, there are things happening outside, right? Outside our immediate galaxy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That are unknown to man. There are things occurring. It has to happen. Everything has to affect us down here.
So wait. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
You believe that wholeheartedly, but those things that happen. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you a question, so I don't speak out of ignorance. Are you saying that the Sunnah is not saying that Allah is the cause of all things in all worlds from highest to lowest?
Yeah.
That's a part of the Sunnah, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how could there be these unknown causes?
That Allah is the cause of all this. No. Meaning uncaused, meaning in intricacies, meaning what you're not responsible over. Meaning there are different worlds with different suns and different moons, stars. Like that you're, but hold on, no, but you're not responsible for its caretaking. Anything that's made, that's just the law of creation. Anything that's made has to be maintained. Anything that's made, it has to be maintained. So who's maintaining? Are you maintaining what's going on 5, 6, 7 worlds from here? The further you go out and up and out, are you maintaining that right now?
Yeah.
How so? So tell me, how so?
By establishing the balance in the system that it exists. You know what I'm saying? Just like, hold up. Let me give you a good example.
You responsible.
No, hold on.
That's metaphorical.
Hold on.
Metaphorical speech.
Hold on.
I'm sorry,
No, it's not just metaphorical.
off.
See, now this is what I'm saying. This is the difference between scriptures and lessons. This is the difference between scriptures and lessons. See what I'm? No, hold up.
These are my lessons that got me saying what I'm saying now.
But see, they scriptures.
What you're
But
saying
see,
is metaphorical.
No. I'm gonna show you.
Balance in the world.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
You said the earth was made for you.
I'm gonna show you how I can control things, right? That is outside of the range of my naked eye. You see, when I send my daughter to school, right? She goes and behaves like I want her to behave because of the balance that I established through teaching. You understand what I'm saying? Like right now, we live in a solar system. We live in a solar system, or we live on a planet that's balanced. We live in a planet.
Stay to the daughter part. You said your daughter to school.
Right.
Let me follow you through that.
Say it again. I didn't hear what you said.
No, I don't think you finished that example. You said I want to follow you through your example. You said you send your daughter to school.
Yeah.
And you spoke of that establishing balance in some way. I want to follow you through that example. Stay with that example so I can understand you.
Well, I didn't know you didn't catch up to that one. But yeah, when
No, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I've established a balance, right? A self-balancing scale of justice, right? I've calibrated her scale to where she knows right from wrong when she goes out. Like she knows we don't eat pig.
Yeah, but that's
hold up.
But that's
go ahead.
A societal thing. That's not anything to do with the universe.
How is that a societal thing? Wait. How is that a societal thing? How is society doing that?
It makes you an upstanding individual. It makes you righteous. It makes your daughter righteous, and it's good for the society, and it's good for a people. But I'm talking about outside the universe, when a star created and when it dies. Like
wait.
What keeps the star burning?
This thing that you're saying.
Yeah.
Outside the do you mean to say outside the galaxy? Because uni means one.
Excuse me. I apologize. Outside the galaxies, uni means one. Correct.
Yeah, so you keep saying outside. So I'm saying like
there's multiple worlds.
Okay, right.
Yes.
There's multiple.
I was misconstruing the word, but go ahead.
There's multiple worlds, exactly. And what you're saying is that everything that I don't have my physical hands on or my physical eyes on, that I can't control. That's what you're saying. That's outside of my control. There's other causes. There's other things that's causing that.
That's not necessarily my point. That's not my point is that you say that you Allah, right?
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I accept that. That's your standpoint. You know what I'm saying? It's what you stand on. That's your foundation. What I'm saying is, right? In order for me to listen, there are things like, all right, let me gather my words together, right? I'm saying outside this universe, all right, or even outside these, outside our galaxy, or within our Earth, right? There's things that you do not control and you don't provide for. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, life itself.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
System, and it runs on a law of decree. That things are fed, like the animals in the wild are fed because Allah has made a system for it. The animals predate man. They are greater than cattle. That, you know what I'm saying? Like the animals have their own function in this whole thing. But all the existence of all those things predates you. You were put here on earth because the earth was made for you. But if you were made, this is the point I was trying to make earlier. If you were made, right, that means to be made is to be produced. Like you weren't here, then you were here. So if this earth is made for you, right, who is the sole controller, you or the one who made it for you? Everybody makes something outside of themselves. Nobody makes something inside of themselves. Like nobody does that.
Well, I mean, this, we had this discussion before too. You know what I mean? You just spoke to me. Letitia Robinson, peace. Where you from, Letitia? Letitia is new. This is the first time I'm getting a lot of female viewership now. That's good. But once again, we come into what is the definition of man. Like you just explained to me how even the atom that we see, that there's things going on, right, on other planes within the atom, that even if we look at an atom, right, under a microscope, that we still got to have a powerful enough microscope to see on the subatomic level, to see everything that's going on inside the atom. That what's going on inside the atom could actually be working in a whole other way than what's going on outside the atom, right? That's what you were saying, right? Now listen, people are made of cells. Hold up.
Operate differently in an atom than they do outside of it.
Right. That's right. So listen, now people are made of cells, right?
Correct.
And cells are made of atoms, right?
Yeah, in that essence, yeah.
Okay, so why haven't we been able to make this connection that there's things going on within man that cannot be seen by the naked eye, and that you cannot judge me by what you see by the naked eye?
What you can't see that happens in man by the naked eye. Like what can't, like, give me an example.
All these same things you said happen within the atom. Because we just said that man consists of cells, which consists of atoms. See what I'm saying is that when you measure in man,
you can see how that atom. But when you can see, I think you misunderstanding my atom thing. They've seen how an atom, our atom operates. Like, you know what I'm saying? They've seen it. It's been tested. You know what I'm saying? You know, Einstein and them, who didn't even really believe in the creationism theory that the universe was created. Like, they did the whole Brownian theory and all the other science, Jim Al-Khalili, all the neurophysicists and all those scientists or whatever. They know that inside the atom, creation operates differently in something being created than it does outside of it. So I think I'm missing your point here. Are you telling me that there's something going inside man physically that's dealing with his nature that he can't go inside himself and see? I mean, not like
see, now
he can't
listen. One thing you got to do, right, when you're talking to me, is you got to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? You know, a minute ago, you pointed out all these things in the atom, and you said that there's things that we don't see with the naked eye that's going on. Like you said, a world is a particular state of mind, you know, a common reality, you know, between different entities they inhabit.
Maybe you missed.
Okay, what did I miss?
This is what I said, exactly.
What did I miss?
I said, inside the atom, things operate differently than outside of it. Due to that, right, I don't have to tell you that you go out into the universe, that things have different functions that we ourselves are responsible for. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Due to that, if we're not responsible for the maintenance,
no, I don't.
You don't understand?
No, how you saying that there's things that's going on?
Correct?
Huh? Say it again.
No, say that again. Say that again.
Well, look, you said that you accept my premise that I'm Allah. You said you accept that as my foundation. You said,
I'm talking about the things that going on outside of the universe. I said you're not responsible for those things. I asked you, do you understand? I didn't ask you to accept it. You understand my point. Like there are things going on outside of you, outside of the universe, right? The further you go out in different galaxies, different solar systems, there are things going on outside there, right? That you yourself aren't responsible for. And if you are, then you have to show me how you're responsible for the rising and the setting of the sun, or the different phases of the moon, or whatever the case is. These occurrences were already occurrences before man got here. Like, matter of fact, I was just looking at something today when they were talking about how it rained for 2 million years.
Let's try this.
The scientists came about that fact only. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's try this. When did man get here? Queen U, how you doing? Where you from, Queen U? Queen U, this your first time you come into. This is I guess this is your first time. Who you pick today. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, what you asked me now? You asked me when did man first get here?
Yeah, when did man get here?
No, I don't. A lot of them men that knowledge man a date. That's the way man got here.
Okay, so how can you say things happened before man got here if you don't know when man got here?
Listen, because right, you said last time we spoke, I asked you if the earth. Let me see if I'm getting your question correctly. I'm asking you how did man get here? If ask the question again.
You said that all these things happened before man got here. So then I asked you, when did man get here? Because if you don't know when man got here, how can you say what happened before man got here?
Because last time when we spoke, right, and you said you agreed that the earth was created. If the earth is created, that's a whole process. Man and earth is not being created together as it's being created. The earth was created. There was the earth was created, being created. So in the earth being created, things have to develop for man to get here. Like I was telling you, it was raining for the scientists figured out, right, or did some research to say that it was raining for 2 million years. Depending on the land they were researching, how they were researching it, and how they came to that conclusion. You can go look that up. As a result of that 2 million year rain, right, a lot of shrubbery was produced. We know like the plants are responsible, responsible for our breathing as a breathing mechanism for us. So things had to happen here, right, that had to make it conditional for us to even live on this planet. So that's only logical to say, oh, the earth was created before man, and things were happening before man. Animals had to have been here before man, so man can get here. Now, I'm not giving you a date. Allah, like I said, Allah didn't make that knowledge manifest to us in the Quran. He didn't give us a date as to when man got here. However, you know what I'm saying? Allah did say that He created everything, and amongst the things He created the heavens and the earth. But it's like this is the process. Creation is a process. Creation is when Allah says be and it is. It's not.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Hold on. Let me ask you a question.
And manifested itself.
Let me ask you a question. You just said Allah created the heavens and earth, right?
Yeah.
So where was He before He created the heavens?
We don't ask that question.
No. You have to know. No.
Why you? I'm gonna tell you.
You don't get to do that.
Tell you, right? It's
no, you don't get to do that.
What Allah was, let me tell you. It's my fault, man. My fault. It's not for us to say what Allah was doing before Allah created anything, because Allah is a creator. It's not for us to say what Allah's first creation, what was His second or third creation. It's not for us to say that. If Allah is a creator, if Allah is the creator, He's always creating. So Allah, this is an attribute of Allah. If Allah's always, it's not for us to say when was Allah's first creation, what was He doing before He created, was Allah just sitting there? Because Allah didn't make that knowledge manifest to us, whether this was His first creation or whether it was creation before. There's not a logic. There's no other God to measure Allah up to. There's only one God. So there's no other God for me to measure up God to and say, yo, God, what was you doing before this God was here. You get the point I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make is Allah is always creating. So it's not safe to say that, oh, there was a time when Allah wasn't creating. He's always the Lord of all things. Like, there's never a time when he's not the Lord. He's all, you know what I mean?
Look, first of all,
let me ask you then.
Masonic Boom McBride.
What was you doing before you created the earth?
Masonic.
You said Allah manifested yourself in the. So what were you doing? Where were you?
Masonic Boom McBride, peace.
The first man who was
and Sincere Shakima, peace.
What did you say?
Now I had a couple of people that came in the room right here. So you're asking me the question now, what was I doing? You know, and
I'm asking you the question you asked.
I listen. You know what I got to tell you here. You know what I got to tell you here. I'm Allah. So it's not for you to be asking me what I was doing before. It's not for you to be asking me what I was doing, because there never was a time that I didn't exist.
No. What you knew that? What's to say you knew that answer before I gave it to you? I only asked. That's not what I just told you. It's from our lesson. What I'm asking you is.
Wait, you got lessons?
Like, I'm asking you the question because it's like you just asked me a question, right?
You got lessons?
Of course we have lessons.
What lessons you got?
The 5 pillars of Islam, the 6 pillars of Iman, the conditions of the Salat, the requirements, its pillars, its obligations. These are all things. These are all laws. Everything is extracted from the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet, and that's all that we do. Like that, we have. Yeah, we got lessons. What I'm telling you though is, the answer you gave me is what I gave you the answer. You can't use my answer. That's what we.
Why can't I wait? So wait, hold on.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have you can't answer the question. You can't answer the question like that, because I believe that Allah never metaphysical form on earth. You right here, I can see you. Because you right here, I can ask you, well, where was you before you was here? You manifested yourself in physical form on earth. So who were you? Why did and
so let me ask you a question.
Almighty.
Let me ask you a question.
Why would you make something, right? And reduce yourself and why would you make something, right? Reduce yourself to being limited by it if you're the Almighty.
Who said I'm limited? That's really I'm not understanding. How did I get it?
I'm gonna tell you why, right? When you make a car, when you make a car, you didn't make the man didn't make the car like him. He made the car something separate from him. That's, you know what I'm saying? This is why people this is why it's problematic right now with this whole robot, artificial intelligence. Yeah, people are having some doubts about it. Like, how you make a being that's like us? Well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's problematic. So why would you make something, right, to be that functions to get you from point A to point B, like you? You wouldn't give it legs, you give it wheels. So how do you think now? Why does Allah have to make himself a weaker version of himself if he's the creator of everything? And
weaker than what?
Because you don't nobody recreates themselves. Nobody changes it. If you're strong, you don't change your nature to become weak. If you're the most knowledgeable, you don't change your nature to become ignorant. So if you're almighty and you all strong, then why would you come here to get sick? You made this.
Who? Who's getting sick? Like this stuff that you're saying.
You Allah. You Allah.
When have I been sick? I ain't been sick since 1991.
Meaning you ain't been sick since when, though? You ain't been sick since when?
1991.
Give me the time frame when you were sick. You told me you.
I've been injured. I haven't been sick since I had pneumonia in that was like 91, maybe 92.
Me too. Me too. I was an infant. Me too. I was an infant. I had pneumonia. I ain't had it since. You know what I'm saying? I don't even get sick like that, but I'm capable of getting sick. I can get a cold. You can too, because you're a human being. So my whole thing,
But
but
see,
even still,
no, but let
even
me
if
ask
you
you a
didn't get
question.
sick at all, that's
And
fine.
see,
You
and
didn't
this
get
is,
sick. My
and
whole
this,
thing
hold
is
on,
this.
hold on, hold on,
If
hold on, hold on,
something
hold
is
on.
almighty, if something is almighty, why would it create? Why would it create the universe and put himself on the earth and relinquish himself to being weak? Like how does one do that and then say that that's logical? Because why would you change your nature? If you're tall, you don't change your nature to become short.
Let me ask, see, this same question could be asked. I mean, why would this almighty being that you talk about do this in any capacity? See, we have a similar.
Out of his mercy.
We have a similar.
His mercy. He didn't
no,
have
mercy.
No. Let me tell you.
Mercy. No. How do you show mercy? Wait a minute. Hold up.
But he made you.
Here's a question.
You can enjoy this. I'm answering the question though.
No, you're not answering my question.
Allah made you out of His mercy. From His mercy, He made you. He didn't have to, and you didn't choose to be here.
Here's my question.
But He made you have good days.
That's not my question. That's not my question. My question is, how do you show mercy to someone who doesn't exist?
Say it again. No. Allah didn't do nothing to the. Allah said in the Quran, look forward to what your own hand, freedom to choose. Allah created good and He created evil. No. If Allah made you perfect, then you'd be Allah just like Him. You're not. You'd be Allah just like Allah. Allah didn't make you like Him, right? Allah made you and gave you action. He made a path and He made a road toward evil between the two.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. So you just said that you believe Allah is what? A metaphysical what? What'd you say? You said Allah is some kind of metaphysical something that you can't see.
I never said Allah is the metaphysical nothing. I said what Allah says about Himself. I said Allah is the one true God worthy of worship, the Lord of all worlds. You say that He's the Lord of all worlds, meaning He has everything.
But at a certain point, you said Allah is like medical. You said at a certain point, you said Allah is metaphysical, but you can see me.
You're talking about Allah's attributes. When He says He has a hand, He has eyes, He has ears. Yeah, we believe that. Yeah.
And you said, all right. So this Allah that you're talking about, He has all these ears, hands, mouth, all this stuff, but you can't see Him. Right?
Yeah, no, you can see Him. You know what I'm saying? What not? You don't see Him. You don't see Him now.
Well, how you gonna see Him?
That's the test.
How you gonna see Him? After you
die? In the afterlife.
So in the afterlife, then hold up. Who do you become then that you have the power to see Him that you're not now?
Right, this is the test right now. Allah says in the Quran, He says, do they think we will not test them just because they said that they believe? You know what I'm saying? You have to be tested now to see if you are, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing is... Hold up.
Stop. Hold up.
Yeah.
Allah is all-knowing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why does He need to test people when He already know who they are and what they're capable of?
No. So you don't have no excuse on the day of judgment when Allah judges you. So you don't have no excuse. Allah knows you. You know what I'm saying? Allah knows you. Allah knows what you're gonna do. You just don't know what you're gonna do. You have to understand. Like,
so this is
you're
like
not sure. Like, if you're not sure if you're gonna remain upon righteousness. You would hope you remain upon righteousness. But look at the world now. So this is all a test. You know what I'm saying? To see Allah testing His servants. Which one of them are righteous and which one of them are from among the unrighteous. But He's not testing them because He don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? He knows what they're gonna do. He created them out of His mercy. You know what I'm saying? But the people themselves don't know what they like. You don't know where you're gonna end up. You know what I'm saying? I might be this today and be totally ungrateful to be something else tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens every day.
So this is like a take-home test. This is just a test. You kind of testing against yourself, but the outcome of the test is already known.
No, you're not testing. Allah is testing you, right? He puts things in your past. There's things, you know what I'm saying? There are things in this world that are righteous and things in this world that are unrighteous. You are the one being tested. Allah test. You're not testing yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these things are here. You're either gonna get into them or you're not gonna get into them. Or if you get into them, the best of the best amongst us are those who leave off those things.
Okay,
so
but
Allah leave off those things and enjoying the goodness.
Do you pass or fail the test? Do you pass or fail?
You can fail it. No, you can. Of course, you can fail.
Okay, so I'm saying, who needs the results?
Who needs the what?
Who needs the results? Like when you, for instance, you know, you take tests in the 4th grade. The teachers in the 5th grade need to see the results of those tests, right? So they can know how to deal with the instruction of you in the 5th grade. So what you're saying is that we here on the planet and we receiving these tests, right? Now, I already said, what is the point of God testing us if he already know what we going to do? You understand what I'm saying? Then you said that the test is really, you know, he doesn't need the test, but we're testing somehow for ourselves. This is what I'm saying. I don't understand, you know. And the other part that really you mentioned that stuff. I asked you a question. I really got sidetracked. My point is, hold on. What is this aspect of yourself, right, that apparently continues to exist after the body is decaying? Like, if there's this afterlife where you go to heaven, that means that there must be some aspect of your existence, right, that can't be seen by the naked eye, that can't be comprehended by the naked eye, because this part of you goes to speak to Allah.
That's what that you can't be seen. You know what I'm saying, and whatnot. And you add in those elements to it. I never said that a person can't be seen after their death. That's a
whoa. Okay, hold up. Now we getting down to the wait. Now we get down to the nitty gritty. You saying that after a person dies, they can be seen by the physical eye? Is that
Listen, no. Listen. Remember we had this conversation before, right?
Now,
like you're speaking of death in terms of the earth. When life is cut off for somebody here, they can no longer eat of these foods. They don't breathe this air. What is a dead person doing here? There's no life for them on the planet no more. That's the definition.
No. Hold up.
Experience it on this turf.
Hold up.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't eat of this physical world. So if you're not physically here, you know and whatnot, we believe your soul is somewhere else. But as far as being seen is concerned, the affairs of the earth don't matter to you anymore. You don't get seen by people here. You don't get seen by things here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a reality of another type. And we just saw in the Quran, Allah calls it the barzakh. It's a block between this life and the next.
So we go ahead.
Like, but that's another realm.
No. Here's what I'm asking you, right? I need you to explain something for me, right? You said that a person can see Allah. You said a person can see Allah when they die.
No. Listen. There's a time, no, not when he died. You know, not when he died. Let me be clear. The one who doesn't pass this test that I'm talking about, he failed it, you will never see who made him. And that's why the test is so important. To not know who your maker is, you'll never see who made you.
Let me ask you a question.
So it's not that you die and you see Allah. Like, that's not how it goes down. I'm finishing it. You have to earn that right to see Allah. Allah is Jamil. He's beautiful. You have to earn that right to see Allah. You don't just see Allah.
Okay, listen. You got to stop.
What to do? The Hitler slaughtering all the Jews and this is that and the third or whatever, and he died upon that. you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. He never gets to see who his maker is.
You've got to stop with the straw man.
And whatnot. But the one who gets even on the day of resurrection, you don't just get to see Allah. You have to make it to Allah's paradise, Allah's gardens to see Him.
Okay.
That's when you see Allah.
Thank you.
Time when you see Allah.
Thank you for clearing that up. Okay. Now here's the question: Is it possible?
No, here's the question.
Is it hold on? Is it possible?
Right.
Is it possible for you to see Allah after you die?
Possible to see Allah when?
After you die.
After?
Yeah, after you die.
After you die, like I just said that though. I just said in death. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like meaning you dead to the earth.
Okay. Now
right?
hold on. Wait. Don't filibuster. Look. So that means that there's some part of you, there's some aspect of you that continues to exist without the physical body.
Okay.
Right now.
All right, now, why is it harder for you to understand when I say that? When I say that there's more to my existence than the physical body, why is it that you can't see that there's more to man when a 5%er says it, but you seem to understand it when you're explaining the Quran?
Okay, I'm still trying to when you're trying to draw up some, you're trying to draw up some parallels in our opposing arguments or something.
No, I'm asking you about what you're saying, because see, what I think is one of the main things that
Okay, I got you. I think I got you.
Like the way you're measuring man. The way you're measuring man as a Muslim, right, who has an afterlife, for some reason you don't appear to want to afford that same thing to me. Like when I tell you that when I say that there's aspects of my existence that you cannot see with the naked eye, and that you cannot put an earthly birth record on.
So the honor of this now is to say what now? Like when you say I can't see you with the party I can't see with the naked eye, right?
Right.
What now is what is the premise behind all of this? What is to suggest what now?
To say that everything that you say when you deny me of being Allah is only looking at the aspect of me that you can see with the naked eye.
See, because hold on. Leaving out the part about Allah manifesting Himself on the earth. No, and Allah's attribute. If Allah says that He is holy, or the word holy means means perfect, right? Or He's timely, or He's whole. Perfect means complete, meaning that it takes from and no part. To be perfect, we talked about this before. Something that's perfected is complete, meaning you can't take nothing from it and you can't add nothing to it, or it wouldn't be perfect. So my whole thing is this: if Allah had to recreate and to change His nature, because Allah and man is two different words. Even if you go to the English, God and man is completely two different words. You know what I'm saying? And our premise is this: that a God does godly things, and a man does manly things. That's just how it goes. Now Allah said in the Quran, He made us the khulafa, He made us the vicegerents of the earth.
Was He really
but vicegerents and gods don't even mean the same thing. So it doesn't go against my point. Remember, originally I said, Allah said, you don't change your nature to become weak if you're strong. You yourself won't change it. But then you're saying that about Allah. You're saying that Allah existed in one form, and then now recreated, changed His nature to become weaker than what He was. But you wouldn't logically, there's no logic for that in you. No man changes his nature. Look at when a woman changes her nature to become a man, it's detrimental. Or when a man changes his nature to become a woman, that's detrimental. You can't change your nature. You shouldn't tamper with it because.
Can I ask you a question?
You're not gonna fix it. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. What does man mean?
A man is a physical. A man is a species. He's a physical, living, breathing creature.
No.
You know, that is part of the human race.
What does man mean?
I just gave you my definition of what a man is.
What is the man?
All right,
what is the man? This isn't what man means.
What's the definition?
God damn, I
Can we get
a man is the highest form of consciousness on the earth that lives in the way that he lives, is able to go anywhere, build, make home for himself, is able to think, is able to is part of it, and has a likeness to every other man on the planet Earth, like and woman alike.
All right, now you said man means the highest form of consciousness. So
on the earth,
can you see consciousness with the naked eye?
No, you can't see consciousness with the naked eye. No.
Okay, so how can you say what is the birth record of that consciousness?
Hold on, listen. I'll tell you why. Because before you were in your mother's womb, you had no active consciousness. Consciousness doesn't act alone. Consciousness needs knowledge. It needs a will. You need knowledge and will in order to act. So you don't have knowledge alone. You have knowledge. Plus you have will. Wait, hold up. And then there's consciousness.
What are you saying?
All of those things go hand in hand. Hold on. Before you say that you're left to make knowledge born. That means, right? So somebody's consciousness has to come to a state of consciousness. It's like you don't have any consciousness before you even exist. Like you're not actively thinking when you do not exist. Before you're actually like a fetus in the womb.
Okay, so what?
Before the stage of the fetus, there is no consciousness. Things are developed, physical develops before the consciousness develops.
Question: What gives rise to consciousness?
More rapidly, rather.
What gives rise? What gives rise to consciousness?
What? Say it again. What gives rise to consciousness?
Yeah. You said that you're not conscious before you're born.
Life gives rise to consciousness. You have the life. Consciousness is conditional. It has to be predicated upon. It has to be predicated upon a living.
And hold up. Wait a minute. And what gives rise to life?
Yeah. Allah gives rise to life.
Allah gives rise to life, but you're not conscious. Wait a minute. You said consciousness. Wait a minute. You said consciousness comes from life.
Yeah.
Life comes from Allah.
I didn't say consciousness comes from life. I said life is a condition for consciousness. It's conditional. A condition is something that comes before something else. If that thing doesn't exist, if the condition comes before what comes after it. If that thing that comes, the thing that comes before it doesn't come, then something else that can only be nullified. Like it can't exist. Meaning the life has to be given. Something has to be given life, and then from that life, consciousness arises from it.
So you saying
that? I didn't say life gives birth to consciousness. I said one is conditional. For the other one.
So hold on, because see you start off simple, and then whenever I ask you a question, you get more complicated. Generally, when you explaining things to me, they should become more simple. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you. I got you. So can I rephrase that? Simplify it?
Yeah, because see, I want to know, because see, on the one hand, you're saying that conscious.
No, Meaning, no, what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this, like, right? Like, consciousness doesn't exist on its own. The life of the thing comes from in order for it to have consciousness.
Well, no, I want to know because, in order for you to meet God after death, you would still have to be conscious.
Yeah.
Right?
No, this is a living of another soul.
Hold on. No. See, you got to stop with the filibustering.
Mm-hmm.
You got, listen.
I said you was dead to the world here.
No,
yeah,
but
you. I think you're going on.
Hold on.
Established before.
Yeah, every point that you established before, because I don't forget what you said. If you teaching me something, I don't forget what they taught me in the first grade. You know what I'm saying? This consciousness, it still exists after you die. That's what you're saying, right?
After you die, yeah, it does.
Okay, so then this consciousness, this consciousness then is not one and the same with the body.
Say it again?
The consciousness is not one and the same with the body. If the consciousness can continue
no. Let me tell you this.
Go ahead, tell me.
When I'm talking about consciousness, it's the consciousness to that person. It's like the my consciousness and your consciousness, they vary. Like when I said things operate differently outside of this, outside of this than it does here. There are things that operate like that. It's the same with the consciousness. Once this person is no more, cease to exist to the earth. Everything that they know dealing with this earth is no longer there. Everything moving. Like this is called the Hayatul Akhirah. This is like the living of the next life. This is not. This is Hayatul Dunya. This is the life of this world. This is a whole separate situation. Things operate differently, right? After the person leaves this earth, like for the individual, their soul, their things of that nature, like this, like. Right, your soul is your driving force. It's what as far as like desires are concerned. The soul desires. That's what wants. That's what desires.
I mean, I don't know what What I'm saying is that you appear to be going back and forth, right, on what the measure of a man is and what consciousness is. Like in some instances, you appear to be telling me that, man is his physical body, you know what I mean? And everything that he is and everything that he impacts on, that only takes place between the time that he's born and the time that he passes away. And then on the other hand, you seem to be telling me that God is an infinite being that can go that man is an infinite being that can go and meet Allah and be in heaven, presumably forever, for the rest of eternity. We need to define what man is here, because you're going back and forth. When you speak, when we go into my understanding, then we're always limited to the body. But when we go into your understanding, it's always much more fluid. You still there? Yeah, I think we got cut off again.